This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction after every single game. My name is Jonathan Shields. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. In this one, we're going to be talking about how the Rays win 4-0. The pitching has been superb for the Rays this series, and I thought today, it just like on Monday night and last night, just you're watching what I think what we thought we're going to get out of this rotation more consistently during the year. Like Shane Baz pitches like this, there's not going to be discussion. Oh, is Shane Baz the fifth starter? Does he deserve to be in the rotation? Now, he's not going to go 5 shutout every time, but the last few weeks the Rays have been pitching really well, except for a few blips here and there. But this was one of their better pitch series of the entire year. So we're going to talk about how the pitching stays hot, the big second inning, and how it was kind of unusual the way the Rays scored. Why Carson Williams is interesting. We want to really get into Carson Williams today. I feel like we haven't talked about him in a little bit. We're going to talk about why Chandler Simpson is wildly underrated, in my opinion. Then we're looking ahead to the Red Sox series tomorrow. But first, we got to talk about Shane Baz.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Shane Baz today has done a majority of the time this season a really good job bouncing back. So today, ended up going five innings, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, picks up his 10th win, only 74 pitches, ERA back under 5. And, it's amazing. He's very similar to like Edwin you said out of the bullpen, or Joe Boyle. Joe Boyle is a little bit more extreme. But when Shane Baz is in the zone, he is extremely difficult to hit. And he was in the zone today. Only 1 walk, 6 swings and misses. And he was heavy fastball, knuckle curve like he's been all year through a cutter, 10 changeups as well. But, that fastball, like it normally does, it averaged 97 today, which is almost a full mile per hour up from its season average. So, he was really good. And when he's in the zone like he is today, he is very difficult to hit because, especially in the major league level, when you're giving out free passes, whether it's walks or hit by pitches or whatever, it is going to come back to bite you. And with Shane, those things tend to tumble, right? It'll be 1 walk, a hit by pitch, a bloop single, then that run scores. But the only reason why that one run scores is because you had the walk and the hit by pitch, right? That's happened to Shane Baz a ton this year. So it was good to see him get back on track and really settle in. And, the pitching as a whole just continued to stay hot. I'm going to keep saying it. I am high on this bullpen going into next year, man. Brian Baker, he'll be here. Garrett Clevenger will be here. Griffin Jacks, who is now what was the number? We talked about it last time he has allowed just 1 run over his last 9 2/3 innings. That is really good. That's the Griffin Jacks we thought we were getting. And now he's really starting to show it. And then don't look now, Kevin Kelly has sneakily been pretty good lately since he's been back. And pretty good Kevin Kelly's not this guy we're throwing out there in the 8th inning of Game 7 of the World Series with a 4-3 lead. No. Kevin Kelly being your 6th, 7th man in your bullpen, if he's pitching like this, he'll keep that job for a little bit. So I'm thrilled with the Rays' bullpen depth going into next year, and they've been doing some great things ever since that blow up in July. And it was tough because a lot of times your bullpen's going to have times where you struggle. But it was every single arm outside Garrett Clevenger in that bullpen was struggling all at once. And the Rays just could not catch a break with all that. So, again, super encouraged with all the pitching. But the turning point in this game came in the 2nd inning from the bats.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The Rays, with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, get 5 straight singles. It's crazy. I feel like the Rays haven't gotten 5 straight singles all year. It's just something. They've gotten 5 straight hits maybe, but not 5 straight singles. Starts with a little bloop from Fiducia, then Carson and Seymour, and then Chandler Simpson gets the run started with his little bloop single, and then Brandon Lau continues to own Bassett. Feel bad for Bassett. He had 1 start earlier this year where he was really good against the Rays, but outside of that, he has had a rough go of it against our beloved Stingrays so far this year. So the 2nd inning was big, and then Carson Williams runs into one in the 6th inning, really puts some charge in that ball, gives the Rays the 4-0 lead for good. But that 2nd inning, again, The Rays, they did this yesterday when Chandler hit the go-ahead RBI again. They've been doing it with 2 outs. And again, that's really encouraging. And the thing that's frustrating most about this year is last year the Rays were so bad with runners in scoring position. This year they've been really good. So I'm going to be interested to see where that kind of falls next year. They have made it a priority in spring training this past year to get the runner home from third. They've done that at a much higher rate this year than last year. So hopefully the Rays can continue that into 2026 when eventually that comes around. So but yeah, the work that the Rays did with 2 outs, they scored. Now they scored 4 straight runs if you count last game with 2 outs, and then of course Carson Williams' home run comes with no outs in the 6th. And again, like Brian Anderson did such a good job describing how he's back out there. He threw the pitch basically right into Carson's swing path, and he got the barrel to it. And when he gets the barrel to it, it can really fly, man. He is a talented player. If he can just cut down on those strikeouts, he'll be very, very productive, to say the least, going forward. But that ball from Carson was a no-doubter home run in every single stadium. Some special stuff there from hopefully the Rays' future shortstop. But we're going to talk more about why I think Carson Williams is very interesting going into 2026. We're going to touch on Chandler Simpson. We'll get to our player of the game, and we will look ahead to the game tomorrow right after this. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5 Hour Energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packets the caffeine of premium 12-ounce cup of coffee plus B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. What I love most is how portable they are. Big taste, tiny shot. You can take them anywhere and get the boost you'll need. I always reach for my favorite flavor. With 17 different flavors like they have, you cannot go wrong with anything because it's always refreshing. It gives me a quick lift before a busy day. Enough with the boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to get your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5 Hour Energy shots. Get your favorites you love or be bold and try something new. With in-store and online at www.5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. This episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you think you have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can look at all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, and get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice an inefficient investments and allocation, discover forgotten 401ks from past jobs. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. But let's talk about Carson Williams. So he had his home run in the 6th inning, his 4th of the year. But after that hot start, Carson has kind of been the hitter that he was in the minor leagues. Had 2 hits today, but he's hitting just 186. And what's concerning is those strikeouts, which is going to be normal. And coming in this game, he had 38 bats, had 16 strikeouts, was hitting just a .05 in September. So it was good to see him get going a little bit. But again, coming into this game, he had 70 at bats. He had 27 strikeouts. That's a little bit concerning just because of how much he swung and missed in the minors. Now, I'm encouraged by stuff. The glove is major league ready. That was never the question. And he does stuff intangibly that you can tell he's going to be a good player. But he needs to eliminate the swing and miss. And I say eliminate the swing and miss. It's not never swing and missing. It's instead of doing it at the rate he is now, maybe next year he can cut it down by like 10%, right? And every year it gets better and better and better because Carson Williams is still a kid. He's 22. He won't be 23 until next June. Like he is still obviously very young. Him and Junior are on that same kind of timetable, but he's just an interesting player because of what he brings defensively, because he'll always be strong there. The pop in his bat. He's kind of sleptwalked through to 3 straight 2020 seasons in the minors. And I think that's might be his floor in the majors too. Once he gets going, it's being a 2020 guy. But is he a 2020 guy hitting 200? That's going to be really interesting. Or is he going to be a 2020 guy hitting 250? And that's going to be the difference between I think the eventual ceiling for the Rays. But let's get to our player of the game and talk a little bit about Chandler Simpson.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It is Chandler Simpson. Another 3 hits today. RBIs. He is back-to-back 3-hit games. Chandler Simpson, BA talked about on the broadcast, has brought his average up like 17 points in just 8 games, which is insane. You don't see that. What he's doing is just incredible. He just continues to hit. All he does is hit and hit and hit. He's hitting over 330 this month as he continues just to be rock solid. Not to mention he looks a little bit more comfortable in center field. Started there today. I said yesterday they might play Magnum in left, give Chandler some more center field reps, and that's what they've been doing, and he has rewarded them. He's back-to-back days have been playing a very good center field, and it's good to see that his type of architected player, he might not ever hit a home run over the fence. He might hit inside the park home run, but he might not ever hit like an over the fence home run. And where baseball currently is, I won't even say where it's going, where it is, where we prioritize power over average sometimes. And Chandler's going to be the fastest person in baseball for a really long time, and he's going to hit, like I think his floor is hitting like 280. You know, if he's doing this as a rookie, imagine what he's going to continue to be able to level up to do, because his approach is not going to change. He's just going to keep getting better, getting that barrel to the ball. And there's a few of his hits that really impressed me. There was one where he waited for the curveball, got the barrel to it, hit it into left center, and that just kind of shows the maturity. And again, this is a guy that's a rookie. He went to college, but he kind of flew through the minor leagues. He's only 24, right? So just a lot of growth left for Chandler Simpson, and I'm very, very high on him going into 2026, as are the Rays. As we look at the game tomorrow, we have quite the pitching duel tomorrow. Garrett Crochet, second best pitcher in the American League, going up against Drew Rasmussen. Crochet 16-5 with a 2.63 ERA. We all remember what he did last time to the Rays when they faced each other. He was filthy. He ended up going 9 innings, a complete game shutout, only 3 hits. Not good enough. I remember he went against Shane Boswell. Shane Boswell was also very good that day. He's coming off going 6 innings, 12 strikeouts against the Yankees. The Red Sox have won 5 straight of his starts. They don't lose a ton when Garrett Crochet is on the mound. So it is going to be a tall task for a Red Sox team that is in some need of some wins. They have fallen into danger of losing their last kind of spot in the playoffs as the Guardians just keep on winning, man. They have been on fire. So the Guardians are just a game and a half back of the Red Sox, and the Red Sox have just lost. So they're coming. The Red Sox are coming to Tampa, only a game and a half up, 2 games up in the playoffs. So it's going to be a situation where the Red Sox need these games. They're throwing 2 of their 3 best pitchers. At this point in the season, when the Rays are, I think their tragic number is like 1 or 2 until they're officially eliminated. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Rays handle this challenge. Hopefully, Chris Morel can get some good at bats tomorrow. As we go to the comments, we'll start with Gary. He says, hopefully we get a glimpse of the future today with Chandler Simpson and Carson Williams making significant offensive contributions to a Rays victory. Perhaps they could be the 1 or 2 hitters down the road. Yeah, they could. Not next year, I don't think, because, the Rays still have a lot of good pieces next year. But hopefully 5 years from now, maybe that lineup is Chandler, Carson, Jr., and that's kind of the core, and then you go from there. So 100% agree. As we go to I Love Lakers, it's definitely a great game. Now let's hope we continue this momentum with the Red Sox this weekend. Yeah, look, the Rays want to end this homestand on a high note. They're 2-2 right now. If you get a winning series, you clinch a winning record at home this year, and you clinch a final winning homestand. The games aren't going to be in Tampa, at least for a little bit, as long as the Trop has a lease in 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, we will see. As we go to Gary Gibbs, is one of the things that makes baseball a great game is non-playoff teams defeating postseason contenders. You don't get to see that much in other sports. In the NFL, you hear so much about tanking. Yeah, and baseball, it's really any given day. Any given day, any team can win. So it is it's time for the Rays to play spoiler, right? What if the Rays sweep the Red Sox and the Red Sox lose that playoff spot? I'm sure no Rays fans will have hurt feelings over that, to say the least. As we go to Jack Sakes, says, now let's finish strong at home against Boston. Just keep showing up and see if we get to 500 or over by the end. Yeah, I would like to see the Rays at least get to 80 wins. So they have 3 series left. They have 9 games left. They're at 75 wins. So, can they go 5-4 to end the season? That's kind of at least what I'm hoping for a little bit. So we go to Charlie Smith. He says, such a satisfying win, especially with the crowd chanting, let's go Blue Jays all game. Raise up. Yes, sir. Let's raise up. So we go to Douglas Bautista. Says, nice to get a series split against a very good opponent. We'll be there Saturday amongst the loud Sox fans. Hope we can play spoiler. Love that Douglas out there, always out there supporting the Rays. So as we go to I Love Legos, he says Kevin Keller's a lot better than how we did a few months ago. Yeah, I agree. That trip down to AAA really kind of seems like it ironed a few things out. As we go to Calista Shields, she says, "What can the Rays do to be actual contenders next year?" I've been saying it for a while. They need to get right-handed bats in the outfield that they trust. Josh Lowe can't hit lefties. Jake Mangum has been better against lefties of late, but he can't hit him at a super high level. There's not someone in that outfield where you really are afraid of in the lineup in terms of breaking the game open with their power, right? Hitting one of the the Rays need that kind of player. And I think they're going to be in search for that player. They hope that player would be Chris Morel. It hasn't been. So the Rays need to go find a right-handed hitter in the outfield. And maybe it's John DeLuca, but I don't think you can go into 2026 without making any moves and just expecting John DeLuca to take this step when he's been hurt almost the entire year. As we Alexander says, Tampa Bay Rays absolutely own Toronto. The Jays haven't won the season series in Tampa since like 2016 against Tampa, not even in Tampa. Yeah. The Rays, Kevin Cash against the Blue Jays has just like a silly record, like with 30 games over 500. Yeah, the Rays have been good against the Blue Jays for a long time. As we go to Gary again, says with Bos Boyle and Seymour pitching as well as they're hoping for Shane. Personally, I don't want to see Jackson in the starting role. I agree. I don't really think there's a way where Griffin Jackson's the starter next year. I don't know. I think the Rays trade for this guy because he's a really good reliever. I don't know why you would touch that. So we got RWB says Red Sox haven't been dominant since Anthony won the IL. We need to capitalize on it. Yeah, we do. Let's play spoilers, right? We play Boston and then Toronto. Let's say Toronto loses their lead a little bit more in the American League. It's gonna be hard. They're up like 5 games, but Boston's the last series where we can really play spoilers. The last series at home, so I think the team's gonna come out with a fire lit underneath them. So yeah, guys, 9 games left. Crazy. 9 games left, and we'll be here for each and every one of them. So make sure you guys leave a like on this video, comment something nice, and subscribe. We will be back tomorrow night, 7:35 first pitch, the normal first pitch time this season. I wonder what the first pitch time is going to be next year. The Rays were in the 6:40 first pitch for a little bit. When I was a kid, they're always 7:10. So, something for next year. But anyway, we'll get out of here. I appreciate every single one of you joining. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.